I'm pretty sure I'm live. Happy Wednesday, friends. Oh, here. See, I forgot something already. Whacky Wednesday, that is. Woo! Just kidding. I love these little glasses. I got them in a 99-cent Goodwill bag. I did with a whole bunch of other things. It was obviously from Target, a whole bunch of items because they were like at that little, those items that are in the front of the store that are $1 to $3 or whatever. But I just thought they were fun. Let me make sure my lighting is kind of good. I moved my laptop, and it's right in front of my computer. My TV, so that I can see the chat, because I was getting all distracted and always having to go in because I'm like partially blind. I mean, I'm almost legally blind. I wear contacts, but I'm trying to figure out where my chat is. I just saw it. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Oh, there's my chat. All right. We got Thrifty Christy in the house. She says, hi, Kim. Hi, girl. And the sweet Rosie's Closet. She says, good morning, Kim. So happy to see you. Oh, I am so happy to see you here, too. And, of course, the Flippin' Hustler. My little Elvis singing friend. I hope everybody is having a fine morning. I was good today, and I got up and pre-scheduled some of my listings. I'm like, man, here I am going live. And my store is giving up right now because, I was trying to do inventory, basically not put anything new in, just make sure that I had everything old relisted or, sold it as a similar item. And I was really wanting to make sure that I had that so I could set them all down to a certain amount of days in my, 7 days, or depending on kind of what it was, and then have it list up to 8, times if it doesn't sell. And then go down in price, so that I kind of knew that when that dropped off and it showed up in my unsolds, or my ended, that I knew that, oh, well, that's inventory from last year. But I know I'm noticing that not having over 300 listings is really kind of hurting me. So I'm trying to bust a move so that I could, get back to, having more items in my store. Trying to fix my light here. Oh, well, that didn't help. How's everybody today? I like how I'm all, I got you all on my big TV, and here I am still looking at the chat right here. All right, we're going to point this down so that I don't have to. I still got my subject. Y'all, I have my favorite dress, or my favorite, skirt on. I found it from the thrift store. It was during Halloween, and it was considered in the costume section of the Halloween stuff. And they had it marked down. It was like closer to Halloween, or maybe it was right after Halloween. They had it marked down to like half off. So I bought it for 50 cents, and it makes me so happy. You should wear things that make you happy, people. I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. I better not jump too much, or I might shake the camera. But yeah, it's got just like the cutest little pattern, vintage looking. It is vintage. Little pattern. I wish I had a better top to go with it. If any of you guys have a smaller shirt that is in one of these fabulous colors, I prefer it not to be like a tank top necessarily. I'm a little self-conscious, like of my scars from my pacemaker surgery. But yeah, so it's it's got beautiful greens in it, or as Miss Alma would say, it is so cute. It is so cute. Is everybody working? You listed? You getting on it? I know it's kind of sort of a slow period, but really, and that's all over in retail. I know when I used to work for Mervyn's, when Mervyn's existed. I don't know if anybody remembers Mervyn's, but I used to work for Mervyn's, and during certain times of the year, it was always really, really slow. I am not digging away this light. It's going there. That's right. It's all good. I got my little diffuser going on here in the background, pumping out some good aura, some vibes, some oils. I'm not super into those, but I do notice a little bit sometimes of a difference when there's kind of good smells in the air. And plus, heightening all of your senses is, I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of like that. So I'm going to get my little notebook here. Oh, see, I tried so hard to try to be a little more organized. I was like, nobody is going to continue to watch you, Kim, if you are just all over the place at all times of the day. I'm going to take this off. All right. Maybe I'll take me a little more seriously. Oh, see, I'm still looking at this chat. What I need to do is just cover this. Rosie says, cute. I like patchwork. Yeah, I love it. I really love it. It makes me happy. And I was kind of honestly I wasn't feeling down because I really had quite a wonderful week, but I stayed up pretty late, brewing up all these ideas, and I was just really pumped about life. And so I woke up kind of tired, and I was like, all right, what's going to get me going? I was like, I'm going to wear my favorite skirt. It's one of my favorite ones. Rosie says, I have my oils going too right now. Awesome. What are some of your faves? Because like I said, I don't really know a whole lot about them, just sort of the basics. I used to be part of a direct sales company that was kind of into supplements. And so I met a lot of people who were trying to kind of, go the more natural approach to things. And they were from, I can't remember the oil company, but so I've sort of, kind of paid attention. I use lavender in the one that's in my son's room. He really likes it because it lights up different colors, and it's kind of part of our ritual. The lavender started when I just had my last pacemaker, and my mom came over and she's like, okay, well, we're just gonna put our lavender in there, and you're gonna just lay there and relax, because she knows me and knows that I have kind of a hard time giving up control. And so when I got my pacemaker moved and had to have my arm attached to me, and my other arm, they couldn't do a double type of sling, but I wasn't allowed to move the other one either. I had no choice but to give up some control. It was definitely a learning curve. Mr. Flippin' Hustler says, you are up on my TV upstairs, 51 inches. Orderish. I'm listing yesterday's pictures. Yeah, you were working mighty hard in that working show that we did. That was, yeah, I keep getting a little distracted. I'm still working on kind of the nerves, but I noticed, for example, today on today's live, I was like, okay, well, instead of trying to get all my stuff together, or I don't know, fix my hair, get my hair did. No, I didn't get my hair did, but doing anything like that right before, I figured, what, I'm gonna say I'm going live a little bit of ahead of time, get some listings done, and then make myself semi-presentable. I don't want to scare you all off, but and then take the last 30 minutes to kind of collect myself and make sure that I had, anything that I wanted to share together. So that's what I did. And I feel a little better about being organized, because normally, although my personality is kind of all over the place, normally I'm a lister. Like I make a list to list. Like I make a to-do list, a reminder to make a list. Like I used to be really bad about it. And in fact, at one time or another, I was diagnosed as being OCD. I wouldn't say that I'm like, Sheldon off of The Big Bang Theory, where, dun, 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 penny, dun, 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 penny, dun, 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 penny on the door, anything like that. But it was about cleaning. I used to, when my daughter was young, I was like paranoid about germs, over the top. And when I would get home from my job as a restaurant manager, I would clean for hours. I would wait until after she went to bed. So I was literally cleaning till 2 a.m. And that is no life to live, to always consistently live off of no sleep. So, I was like kind of like a freak about it, really. Like my closet was all rainbow effect, and from short sleeve to long. And there's still some things like that I do, but I don't do it to an extreme where it drives me absolutely, crazy, really. So, all right. I know I saw one of my favorite people hop in this chat. That would be hip flipping mama Kelly. Y'all, she is hands down one of my favorite people. And actually, in my notes, see, I put this in my hand and I didn't even start talking about it. I made sure to give a few little shout outs to those that I went live with in my first kind of live, a group live, and it was through Google Hangouts, which really honestly scared me so bad because I wasn't sure. And obviously I kind of goofed it up, but you know what? We are all human, and there is not a person on this planet that does not make a mistake. And if me making a mistake helps somebody else, in the future, then right on. Y'all make all the bazillion mistakes I can. Maybe not on purpose, but. So yeah, I wanted to give a couple shout outs real quick to Hip Flippin' Mama. Woo! You are just such a doll. I am so blessed to have been able to start what I believe is going to be a wonderful friendship. Also the Shamrock Pixie. She's like my sister from another mister. I don't see her on, and that's all right. I'm sure maybe she'll watch. If you all talk to her later, let her know that I think she is amazing. I have had such a great time, getting to know her, talking to her, or kind of noticing how many similarities we have, especially in the Irish aspect. I have this little cool. I was hoping that if she hopped on, I could show her this. I'm sporting. Also, Kelly, the Ecom Mom Ward, she was also hopped onto our live, and this is all was on Hip Flippin' Mama, her channel. So again, I appreciate you doing that. I really had such a great time. I was in such a good mood. My man was like, "What? How much coffee have you drank today?" And I'm like, "None. I am high on life." So yeah, in my title, I know on this, I was talking about I have to tie my shoe before I trip over this and eat it, because that would be my luck. I'm such a klutz. See, who wears Nikes under their skirt? I do. I like wearing heels. I really do. But I had kids, and then my son, who he was a little more active than my daughter kind of was. I had to chase him a little bit more. And I lived in Kansas. Like, you just don't, unless you want your yard aerated, you do not wear high heels everywhere you go, because it's going to get stuck in the dirt. So. Rosie says, I'm using On Guard right now. I have to get on a plane Friday morning, so I'm trying to boost up my immune system. I think that's awesome. Whenever I have family events, or I'm trying to travel or do something, I try to do preventative type of measures. Again, I try really hard to sort of pay attention to what it is, but I'll take either extra vitamin, or maybe I'll drink more orange juice. That's what I do for my kids, because I try really hard, like if they're sick, to avoid at all costs giving them Tylenol, and ibuprofen, unless it is absolutely necessary, because I'm a firm believer that if you take something too long, that you kind of get used to it. And, yeah, we always try to kind of, be a little better than that with it. Oh, hip flipping mama says, hello, my darling. Oh, I just love you. Rosie says, my son is diagnosed with OCD. I understand. I may have it too. My planner is like 4 inches thick. Girl, you and me both. I used to have multiple types of planners. And it's funny because my best friend's always like, why don't you just put that in your cell phone? You could just pull it up. And I don't know. There's something about, seeing it visually, me writing it, that kind of, I just like it better, really. Maybe I'm a little more old school. I probably could use to try to do things more with my phone or technology and all these apps, but I feel like we're almost losing ourselves. It was like one of our New Year's resolutions this year as a family is to write my well, she's not my great, she's my kids' great, but my great grandma and my grandma, because they have sent cards to myself and my children on Valentine's Day, on Christmas, and their birthdays. Every year I have gotten a card for sure for my birthday and Christmas, my whole entire life. They live now in Oregon, in Portland, Oregon. And so we made it a thing this year that every single month that we were going to send them a card or write them a letter, or something, because, they did that for us, and they're a little more traditional, in that type of sense. And, it's like they don't know about watching all these things. I tried once to do like a Facebook message or video with my grandma, and it was so complicated. So, but yeah, we tried. That's one of our goals. All right. I see in bold red here, the Beth, 10 of Hearts. Beth, welcome. I was just watching you this morning. I was. To those of you that, well, I know that everybody, I'm pretty sure in the chat actually knows who Beth is, but Miss 10 of Hearts, she is awesome. I love her for the same reason that I really like watching certain people, Flippin' Hustler, Hip Flippin' Mama. There's another person who I haven't mentioned yet. His YouTube name is Lot of Josh. And I really like him too, because they're more, actually kind of everybody in the chat is like that right now. Organic, like real. And that is what you're watching, all these people who, although I hope someday to be a little more professional, but to watch them and see it to be so perfect, like for someone like me, being as shy as I am, was really scary. And that was what kind of made me not want to go live. And it wasn't till I started watching the Flippin' Hustler and Wade and Thrifty Dad, that I really realized, like, well, heck, if I can do, they can do it, I can do it. Beth, I was talking yesterday about Thrifty Dad and how this is one of the reasons, because I know you're pretty close to him. One of the reasons I went live was because of him. He took down his channel or something. I was binge watching him Monday mornings, the Saturday night shows, because I just think he's hilarious. I love all the David isms, like, too. I have watched plenty of those, but I just think he's awesome, and his whole family and how real it is. And so I was binge watching, people like him on Mondays, and he took his channel away, and I was kind of crushed. And I was like, the next Monday came, and I was all not feeling motivated. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing. And then the next one, I was like, all right, well, this is kind of silly, really, to be so unmotivated, because you can't watch somebody, on YouTube. And that's when it kind of hit, and it kind of clicked to me that I should just go live. Like, I just should. Maybe I can motivate y'all. I don't know. Y'all motivate me. Really, really, truly. I am blessed. I'm going to scroll up in my chat here for a second so I can catch up real quick. I see we have another person, Leticia. Hello, 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 hello. Maybe I'll turn this up while I'm looking at the chat and then turn it down. The Shamrock Pixie is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for her being amazing. Go subscribe to her channel if you haven't done so already. Look, 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 look. I'm actually probably going to list this. I found it in a 99-cent bag. But it made me think, because I guess the British flag represents multiple things, and I can't remember exactly what the detail of the red is, but yeah, I thought it was cool. And I was thinking of you when I put this on. All right, let's see. Flippin' Hustler says, my detail company is called OC Detailing. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Because honestly, if I were to go take my car to get it detailed, I would want that shiz perfect. If I am going to pay for it, it needs to be perfect. Luckily, for me, I probably won't ever do that, but I keep my car pretty clean, and I'm kind of, I don't know if you say anal about it, but it's only really because there's sometimes a period of time when I'm waiting for my kids. Like I'll bring a thing of disinfectant wipes while I'm waiting and clean my car. Why not? Time's a wasted. Time is a wasted. Everybody just seems to be saying hi. Okay, what's going on here? I have my Trex back on today. I got smart because I have two phones. I have my old phone, which still pulls up on the internet. It doesn't really do. It pulls up my apps that I can connect to Wi-Fi. But so I figured I would play my music on that, which I don't have it playing yet. But and then use my regular phone or whatever I needed to do. Rosie says, I've been around, just a bit quiet. My grandpa passed away a few weeks ago and my world is upside down. Oh, my heart breaks for you. That is so sad. Like, I literally want to cry for you. That has got to be hard. I'm really pretty close with my grandma. Not as close with my grandpa. Only because he can't hear so well on the phone. But he is an amazing man. But I talk more on the phone to my grandma than I do. I'm really close to my mom. And there is, when I was early elementary school, was kind of when a lot of the other grandparents and stuff passed away. So I haven't honestly had to really deal with death close to me in a really long time. And I think about that sometimes. About like that is going to be crazy when that happens because I don't know. Am I going to be able to manage that? But I'm not going to worry about something that I can't do anything about right now, But my condolences, honor him. That is the best way. Don't ever get into a mode where you just feel like doing absolutely nothing, because that's when you have to think of that person. You have to think, well, what would they be thinking right now? They would want you to succeed. Like if they cared for you or you cared for them, I guarantee you, like nobody on this planet is going, well, I hope that person fails. If you're sad about somebody passing. So my condolences to you and your family for sure. Take the time, grieve, do what you need to do and then get back to it. All right, I'm scrolling down just a little bit here. I see everybody, being so sweet. Y'all are so awesome. And then I see Flippin' Hustler says, have y'all seen those people that wash their hands with bleach multiple times a day? Yikes, do people really do that? OMG. Seriously, people do that? Yikes, I don't mind using bleach, but like that is not good. Using too many chemicals, especially on your hands, it's not really great. I like to bleach. Don't get me wrong. My walls are white, and I rent. We rent this place, and I can't paint any of the walls. So one of the best ways is really I just honestly will use. I have a light problem. It's looking a little floppy here. Don't you just love being alive? Whoa! The ins and out, being alive. Oh, there we go. Okay. This was like $5 on this little light that I have. I know I've seen quite a few people. I switched the little shade part of it because I like to bend this one and kind of, it just didn't work as well that way. But I got this right after school had started. And, during that time period, retail, they always put all those, well, obviously school supplies, but like for college students, bedding and all these things, that's when you see twin size bedding stuff go on sale and all these kind of smaller things to obviously go into maybe their dorms or whatever it is. Well, I got this. I think it was a couple dollars. I know that full price are not very much. I see these a lot in thrift stores. A lot. Go plug it in and see if it works. Don't ever be afraid to plug something in, for real. I know that there's some people like that who are like, I'm afraid. I have no problem getting up and being like, I need to find me a plug. I'm that person who will start the vacuum inside the thrift store. I won't let it go forever and ever, but I will. I will. Rosie says, he raised me since I was a baby and he lived with me my whole life. I'm assuming she's talking about her grandpa. Oh, I bet I would be, like I said, I would be lost, so lost. And, my grandparents live in another state. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you serious right now? Excuse me. Well, my cat decides that she's going to be real cute and walk on my table. Just another reason why I don't bring material things that I list anywhere where the animals can walk. She thought she was going to be real funny. She thought, oh, mom's not paying attention. All right, I think I'm pretty much caught up here. I'm going to put this back down so I can sit. Oh, so I was listening to... So one of the reasons why I take the time to go drive to the post office is because for some reason, and I know that being a mailman is really hard. I've known a few people to be, a postman or a mailman, and I get that it's a hard job, but it's your job. It's not be lazy, people's packages. I get that it's hard and they have to do a lot, and I know that don't have enough people to cover everything. Well, that's how it is around here. I don't know if it's like that everywhere. But the guy is in so much of a hurry, he always just stuffs things in places and it ends up being ripped. Luckily, I've never gotten anything that was broken, but it's one of the reasons why I won't leave or have a pickup done at my house, because I don't really trust the guy. And I trust the ladies that run the front office or customer service area inside the post office. I've seen them multiple times, a week for quite a few years. I think it's like 3 years now. Is it 3 years that I've seen them? Before I even, like I said, I was doing some direct sales and stuff like that. So I was mailing out samples of things and whatever. But so yeah, anyway, so I was I was listening to, see if my phone's gonna play it. Whoa, yeah, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait a minute, Postman. Don't rip my packages when you put them in my mailbox. So, yeah, I was trying to not want to wring his neck, so I was being a little more positive about it. All right, so, oh, am I pointed down far enough here? I am. Oh, now my cat thinks she's going to get into some cabinets here. You're just being so cute, Alessandra. Really? All right, can y'all hear me all right back here? I cannot dance. Like, I am world's worst dancer, so it's all right if you make fun of me. I got no dancing skills. I try to slow dance and I will step on people's feet. Thrifty Christy says, whoop, whoop, whoop. Someone else who thinks of themselves as a cat mom. True story. I always tell people I'm going to be, in my old age, I'm going to be one of them crazy cat ladies who's sitting on her front porch rocking back and forth in her rocking chair knitting booties for her kitties. I do really, really like animals. I do. It makes it kind of hard on some things being a reseller, honestly, but my music is too loud. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I got my tea. I do have coffee. I didn't finish it yet, but tea is caffeine free. Coffee does have a little bit of caffeine in it, but wait a minute. Whoa. Oh, yeah. One of the first things I listed was the fact that because of the live that I had done yesterday on Hip Flippin' Mamas, I now have 47 subscribers. Woo! I told my daughter, I was all, I'm going to go on my live tomorrow and I'm going to be like, yeah, I am famous. Famous. I have so many subscribers. You're going to want to watch me. Oh, 47. No, but I really do, on a serious note, because I have actually in the beginning of my little unicorn notes, some goals kind of that I wanted to make, or sorry, let me rewind back here. I have my current standings as of December 31st, and I had 21 YouTube subscribers. So that is awesome. Woo-hoo. What's coming out? We got some good stuff. As I drop my phone. See, Todd, need a phone with a really good case. This is the one that lasted me 2 years, sir. I know you. How many are we going to start counting how many times I dropped my phone too? This is my old phone, so if it breaks. But oh, and actually, that reminds me. Before I get into it, I know that you, sir, have been having issues with your service and things buffering. When we got our internet set up or our Wi-Fi set up, I don't know, like 6 months ago. I know I'm so quick with the times. The guy was having problems in putting the wires in the correct area that he needed, because every time he tried to test it, it wasn't, giving a good enough service. So he told me that it was because of how much feed was going through that particular area. Like, for example, the where he had to drop it was behind my TV. But there was, he first tried from other places in the house. Originally, the original phone cord line and stuff, there was wires, going across this way in the house. But and then there's some, behind here. when he had it right next to all of that, it was not working good. But when the main line was moved, then, and there wasn't so much, frequency, it made a huge difference. So I thought to myself, I wonder if that's maybe what Todd's issue is in the service thing. Because I know you've been having issues with buffering, and that has got to be mighty frustrating, sir. I don't know why this is not plugged. Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide, no baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. I have too much frequency. Yeah, I know you were talking about how if everybody was on at the same time, and I love a kitchen girl. Come on. I'm sure that has part to do with it. I noticed that certain times of the day, our service won't be as fabulous, but it made me start thinking about where you have all those lines like connected. Maybe that is, I know you've tried to move some of it, but my cat really loves singing, so she's really obsessed with me when I start singing. She just wants attention. Hi, Sandri. Alessandra. This cat loves her some Elvis. She will literally follow me. I'll have to do one of my lives and point the camera the other way so you guys can see her follow me all the way around. She is obsessed. So I wanted to talk about today another lesson that I have learned. I know that there's always a lot of really good, awesome, tips out there and little nuggets, which is the way that I learn. I'm sure a bunch of us, have learned. There's nothing wrong with things like that. But I noticed that there's not as many ones that are about necessarily all the mistakes. They don't necessarily tell you what kind of, and there are some, I know that there's quite a few people who will admit to what's happening. But so I figured I'd tell you about one of the lessons I learned fairly quickly on eBay. And I should have known this, like it was silly, but I had gone out sourcing and I had got a few items and I was really, really stoked about it. I guess Allie's just going to do live with me right here. So yeah, I had gotten some items. I was really, really excited about listing them. Totally stoked. A little too excited. I had brought up some comps and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Cost me 50 cents. I could sell it for 20 or whatever it was. And 20, 30. I think the one that I had, I'm thinking of in particular. So it was a wall hanger and for keys or maybe coats or something like that. And it was this big sun, this like Moroccan looking Bali type of sun. And I got overly excited about seeing it because I just loved the colors. I love the colors. I love the shape. And so what I did was I came home and I listed it like right away without trying to wipe off the layer of dust that was on there or anything. The picture was fine. It was kind of back when my camera I wasn't using the lighting that I am now. I was using kind of a light table, like where the lights on the bottom, I had two of them. And I was like putting them up. So couldn't really tell in the picture. I was like, I'll just describe it or whatever, or wipe it off after. It can't be that bad. Well, I didn't right away, got too into doing some other things, took pictures of it, listed it. It sold really quick. And when I grabbed it out and suddenly remembered that, oh, shoot, I haven't cleaned this up. I don't want to send anything that is dirty. Well, I cleaned it off, all that dirt off. Not only did I not clean it off the right way with that particular wood thing, but it was worse off than I thought, basically. So I was freaked out, in a panic. Obviously, if this ever happens to you and you either find your product that's, after you take it out and it's broken or something, maybe you didn't know or you lost it, like usually the best way to go about it before you try to ship it out, because they're going to probably notice that, is to just, send them a message or whatever and let them know what's up. You're going to have those that, I mean, it's customer service. Like, I haven't necessarily had a whole lot of complainers, but I know from past jobs, there are those people out there that, want to take advantage every second that I can, or they can. The longer you have your eBay store, whatever selling platform that you're doing, you'll kind of almost be able to flag those people and figure that out. But my advice is to never not clean, list, then clean or wipe off. That's why now, and it taught me a lesson. Really. So, now I always make sure to clean it off before I try to list it. Really clean it off. And at least with hard stuff, I guess it honestly kind of depends what I'm listing, but if it's an antique or something, I'm not going to be scrubbing the thing. Like, no, don't do that. Oh, it kills my soul when people do that. Anyways. But yeah, so that was kind of a lesson I learned right out the gate, was about, being smart. Another thing I learned real quick was, so I was doing a lot of the recommended shipping prices that eBay will put up for you, because you'll have the recommended, and you'll have you could choose to do free shipping, or you can choose to do a flat rate. I was doing recommended, and I was kind of just guessing on what an item was in the box size, or like, for example, the mug. I was like, oh, well, this is, so many inches. Okay, well, I'm going to need a box to this. And yes, you can cut boxes down and everything like that, but being time efficient really is pretty key if you want to sort of be, I guess, make it maybe go into full time, or make it not necessarily a hobby, more of a job. So, I wouldn't, a few times I didn't try to find the correct box and all that, or take the time to realize how much bubble wrap was going to go around it before I stuck it in a box. So if you're first starting out, I highly, highly suggest that you make sure that you know exactly what it's going to go into and exactly what it weighs. And once you do that over and over and over, you're going to eventually, get the hang of it and kind of just know. Like, so since I know the ladies quite well at the post office, they always, especially in the beginning when I was shipping things, and I was like, girl, I don't know. I don't want this to break. I don't want anything to happen to this. So they kind of gave me some hints and tips and stuff like that, which was cool. And one of the ladies had mentioned that she called it the drop kick method. And this is, I think, honestly, a great method to go by when you're shipping. Yes, it's the drop kick method, as in, is your package going to survive if it was dropped and booted? Like, no kidding. That's exactly what she told me. She even told me how sometimes there'll be people, and they usually get fired or let go, that will literally find amusement out of, maybe not being so nice about the way packages are. It's like my mailman. If he's going to not be so great about the things he brings to my house, could you imagine? Like, that's exactly what he's doing to everybody else. So, yeah, drop kick method. So we'll take this cup. We'll take this cup right here. So, for example, if I was to ship this cup, which I have sold quite a few type of mugs in my time of reselling, even in my mom's store, that was one thing that I could get fairly cheap. Eye appeal was pretty key, but I would make sure for sure to wrap the handle, and either I would I'll take a slice of some bubble wrap and just kind of, twirl it around. And then I'll take even cardboard or something. You don't want it, depending on what it is, if it's a cheap item, necessarily have this huge amount of weight. But this stuff really, the cup already is going to go over, a certain amount. Like, take the time to, do something about it. You package it safe. So I'd either maybe take, after I put bubble wrap right here, I'll take a little slice of this cardboard that I have. And this cardboard is actually, I got it for free. I don't have it, but it was in between some pieces of I don't know if it's labeling. Let's see, what is that called? What is that called? When you want to label a piece of paper, not label it, but put cellophane. I can't think of it. Hello. Here I am giving bad advice. It's cool. I'm going to look at the chat real quick. I'm really trying to focus. I'm trying to remember about the chat. I start talking too much and then I forget, and I don't want to do that. Y'all are so amazing. Flippin' Hustler just says, I think you're right. After I disconnected both Chromecast, and as long as my wife and daughter are not using the devices, everything works. Yeah. So he's referring to what I was just talking about his internet or his service kind of being not so great and buffering out. And I'm not a professional when it comes to that, but the only reason I had thought of that was because we had such a hard time finding a good spot to run that line through in our house. I basically live in a ghetto fabulous, one of those prefab houses that you see on the semi and squished together. I wouldn't necessarily give it a trailer status in the ghetto. So a lot of it underneath, it's just like a dirt little area and kind of a little open, but so there's a lot of cords that kind of run and you can see where they go. Yes, call CenturyLink. They will help you, or at least attempt to try. And it doesn't hurt to call them and ask them and be like, what is going on, people? Shipping Sunshine says, popped in to say hi. Shamrock Pixie's channel gave you a shout out. Oh, yay. Welcome. Hello here from my living room. I am Kimberly. This is my house. I live in Colorado. Now you're up to date. I appreciate you coming in. That's awesome. Woohoo! Oh, and I see another one that popped in here. Amelia Sales. Hello, Miss Amelia. I love that name. Amelia. I used to read the book Amelia Bedelia. I don't know if you've heard of that. I'm sure, maybe, but I always thought she was just the funniest lady. She says, hi, everyone. Another thing I'm a little OCD about is chapstick. I was trying last night to come out. Okay, I just need to not put so much chapstick on, but out of all the habits that I think that one's sort of an all right one, to, I guess, sort of keep. So, we're not good. I was just talking about that drop kick method on your packages. Yeah, another thing that's kind of key to think about is if the corners get smashed in your box, anywhere, or even this part. I like to put a little extra tape just right on the corners so they don't necessarily smash so much, but is to leave some room. You don't want your item shaking around in a box, but you want to leave a little bit of room just in case it gets dented. Because if it's too close to that edge, if it's too close and somebody hits something or whoever it is, or you have a terrible mailman like I do, you don't have to worry as much. I've used all kinds of things before I could honestly really afford bubble wrap on a constant basis. I was using all kinds of things for shipping, like tissue. I mean, my channel's name's Borderline Hoarderish. And although it may seem all right, clear over here, I like to hoard shipping materials. I like to hoard tissue paper from presents. I like to hoard cardboard. all kinds. I'm all, I could use that. Pretty much. Let's see. Shamrock Pixie's giving a little bit of a hello to Shipping Sunshine. That is kind of a little bit of a tongue twister. I love it, though, because I like the sunshine. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I'm goofball, is what you're going to find out. 'Cause I'm happy I have a Christmas song stuck in my head. Don't you just dislike when you have something stuck in your head and it will not go away? It's a Christmas song. And I love Christmas. I do. I love Christmas, but it is a little early for some Christmas songs. They're a little late. However you want to say it. I have the song, though. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Maybe it's because it hasn't snowed a whole lot here in Colorado. I don't know. Well, I can't say in Colorado, but because, of course, it snows a lot more in the mountains. But I live in Denver, just right kind of on the edge of Denver. Not necessarily in the heart. I don't know if I could ever live downtown. Like, the streets are so confusing. These one way here, one way there. No good for me. I would take a light rail downtown before I would choose to drive downtown. Shipping Sunshine says, my typing skills are horrible. Me too. Don't even worry about that. Nobody is perfect. If somebody is going to go out of their way to always correct you, then they need to just go away. I mean, getting criticism is one thing. Positive criticism, or, like your girlfriend or your close friend is like, all right, dude, you look ridiculous today. But I wouldn't ever worry about typing. I'm never going to be offended by that. I might have a hard time trying to maybe figure out what you're saying, but we'll just go with it. We're going to go with the flow. Shamrock Pixie says, hello, Thrifty Chrissy and Hip Flippin' Mama. And anyone else I've missed. I'm working and have Miss Kim playing in the background. Yeah, working it. Thrifty Chrissy says, I've lost money before because I've shipped something wrong. I think a lot of us have done that, and that's how you learn. But I mean, really, because likelihood of you continually to make that mistake over and over, But I think, in my personal opinion, the biggest hurdles you have to kind of jump when you are first starting, is sort of figuring out shipping. I would just, you could do the recommended, but you really have to make sure that if you're going to do the recommended, that you not only have the size of the box you're going to use, but also the weight of it, obviously. Because like I said, when I was shipping things in the beginning, I wasn't necessarily doing that. So when I would put so much bubble wrap or whatever it was I was using, the box would get bigger. And I didn't realize how much, it really made a difference. Hip Flip and Mama says, don't say hoarding like I say it, you naughty girl. Thrifty Christy says, I'm cheap. Me too. Me too. I am too. And it's not cheap. We are smart and we are frugal. And we are no dummy to the fact that you can find stuff more than likely for a bargain. If you have the time to look, that's the whole thing. Like, obviously, if you need it right now, then that's going to be different. Everybody, our society, our times today, everybody's so instant. They want everything now. And that's where kind of, I think people get a little maybe in over their head, with things, is because they want the latest and greatest now, like the latest and greatest phone. And then for example, those Apple phones that were lighting on fire or whatever. Like, I always kind of like to wait just a little bit, because to me it seems silly to maybe spend $700-800 on a phone when I personally can't really afford to do that. But when I know that if I wait and what I'm using right now is just fine, if I wait or try to find it, some other way, it's going to be way cheaper. Like $700 to $800 to me, or some of these phones that are over $1,000. I'm like, that is my rent. That is a lot of money. And I think even if I were to win the lottery, or I don't play the lottery, but just as an example, and I were to suddenly come upon a whole bunch of money, I still think I would shop at Goodwill. I really do. I still think that I would do that. I've always been a bargain hunter, always, for as long as I can remember. I'm like proud of it. I'm proud of it. I love taking something that, and who knows how it got there, but I love taking something like I find it at a thrift store or whatever, and almost breathing new life into it. Somebody obviously had that for a reason, especially if it's unique. I really like unique things. And I always try to picture, or imagine like where it was or who had it or whatever. And it's another part of me that I don't want to really steer too far off of in the things that I like to, I guess, kind of go with in my store, or just reselling kind of in general, is I almost want to like it. And actually, Miss Ten of Hearts, was talking about that, how she wanted to try in one of her videos, how she wanted to, list things that she liked. And I think that it makes a difference. I think that it helps you not run out of steam in doing what you're doing. If you're running out of steam, take a break. Not weeks and weeks, because that's obviously going to hurt you. Unless you can afford it, then right on, by all means. But you have to take a break and just step back and reevaluate, what is going on, because you're not going to want to do it anymore. It's not the easiest, of things. I know that I sit here and I prance around and I'm like, eBay is so easy. Reselling is so easy. It's not necessarily the easiest thing. It does take a little effort, but once you start going, like when I first started listing for a lister, let me rephrase that. When I first started listing for somebody who had their own eBay store, I was listing and doing research and doing everything for them basically. And all they were pretty much doing was ponying up the cash to buy the item or searching for the item. Excuse me, ma'am. You are grounded. We are live. She knows too. Silly cat. But yeah, so I was listing for somebody, and that was pretty awesome because it was kind of a trial and error, for me. But the more and more I did it, the better and better I got. Like when I first started listing, it would take me, between research, especially if something doesn't have a label on it or I'm not familiar with it, it was taking me, a little bit too long on research, but I was having to do it because it wasn't necessarily my item to choose whether it was worth something, or not. So I was taking kind of too long on the research or not, because I just didn't know. I just didn't have the right resources to figure all that out. And, just the length of time it took me, I could only list, 2 things maybe on a good day in an hour when I first started. But that's not really an issue if you're first starting, because you can only get, up to 10 listings, I think, when you first start or something like that. So it's not always easy. I was actually I was listening to, what is his name? Oh, we got Lollipop playing now. I'll see, I'm having my squirrel moments where I'm getting off on a whole nother thing. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, well, now they're just winning a commercial or an ad. Silly ads done gonna ruin my song. Got a little excited, and then I pushed the wrong button. I don't know where my lollipop song went. Now it is playing Hopelessly Devoted. Whatever. It's all good. Y'all ever seen Grease? I'm sure. Guess mine is not the first. Heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know there's just no getting over you. I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you to buy my stuff on eBay. No, I'm just kidding. Because, baby, can't you see? There's nothing else for me to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. All you YouTube friends, but now there's nowhere to hide. If you push my love aside, I'm out of my head. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Enough of that. Hopelessly devoted. See? The skirt makes me happy. So I was talking about a person, before I got all distracted, my squirrel moments, that I was watching this morning as I was actually listing, because I too love to watch people. I think even people who are new can give good tips. Like hip flipping mama, who was talking about cutting out little pieces of a whiteboard, or a thick whiteboard, not over here, into little like squares, and putting her earrings in it. I thought that was a really good idea. I was like, that's really kind of smart. Because I've been putting them in bags or putting them on sections of foam. But I put them in foam when I ship them, depending on, how much they are. If they're more expensive, then I'll get one of the, a box of some sort. Like you can get those little gift boxes. They're like jewelry size at Dollar Tree. So you can get, I think there are 3 of them for $1. I sold one of the last big things I sold that jewelry wise was it was gold. It was like black rose, or sorry, Black Hills rose gold ring. I found it in a bag. Paid 99 cents for it. Yeah. So I made sure to really kind of go above and beyond in that. Not, too crazy, but I did make sure for sure to take the time and found a little box for it and all that. I'm like, they're gonna spend that much for the thing now, then I'll take the bite of what is it? It'd be 33 cents the breakdown, but so I was back to what I was saying. I was watching somebody and I'm drawing a blank on what his name is. I can't believe I cannot remember his name. The Daily Refinement. There we go. I was watching him this morning. I really like him, and actually Rake and Profit. Rake and Profit does a lot of drop shipping, but I like them kind of for the more business aspect. Like the Daily Refinement, has plans of having 10, people to work for him. He also gives really kind of good stuff about labeling and, what he uses and all that. And he's currently right now, though, he, I guess, is moving all of his stuff from his house into a separate area, which is awesome because I think it probably, I think it gets overwhelming. I don't have a whole bunch of eBay stuff obviously stacked up in here, but I did in other areas of my house, and it was kind of driving me crazy. So to be a little more, and it wasn't even stuff that was listed, because all stuff that was listed was exactly where I could find it. It was all this stuff that was unlisted. So I really needed to kind of do something about that because it was stressing me out. And I personally can't function when I'm too stressed out about something. Like it just, I just couldn't do it. But somebody had asked him in one of his chats about fees. And he kind of said that he didn't think fees were very important to ever worry about. And I can agree to that, but I can also disagree to that. Here's my small thought about that. So I think if you have something priced higher than that little small 30-cent mark, a 20 or above or whatever, if you have it priced at $20 or above, the little 30 cents mark, the highest fee that they could really charge you, just the regular fee part, obviously isn't going to be a whole lot. But if you're listing things that are in a lower range, or let's say you list something, let's say you list it for $10, right? And it's small, super, super small. You could ship it out first class for, $2 and whatever it is, 66 cents, or I think that's what it is through private ship. But, if you have that thing to relist, up to 8 times, or even have, like I was talking about, where it makes the price go down a certain percent every 10 days, not only are you getting charged that 30 cents 8 times, which is when like $2.40, right? Now you're really kind of cutting into your profit. And then add on, what if you promote the listing? So I do think that fees are important. Maybe not so much to sellers who have been doing this for a while, but I do think that it's important, especially if you're doing smaller dollar, amounts, or just like I list a lot of things that I've obviously are from 99-cent bags, or a lot of my listings now are kind of lower dollar, only because I want to get rid of them, but they're my listings, a lot of them from my inventory of last year. So I think it is kind of important, though, in my opinion, to pay attention to what your fees are. For sure. I see that a few people have popped in here. All right. Let me go over here. So one of the last things I read was about Thrifty Christie being cheap. Nothing wrong with being cheap. It is not cheap. We are smart. Hip Flippin' Mama says no pit bulls in Denver. Are you talking about allowed in Denver? I think I probably do that. Also, it's Rottweilers too. I think that are another one in parts of it that are not allowed. Shippin' Sunshine says once you make a routine system and ship. Sorry, let me restart that. It's all them S's. You see. She sells seashells by the seashore. I'm not going to try it again because I'll just mess it up, but I will try this. It says, once you make a routine and system to ship items, stick to it so that you can offset any chance to make a mistake. Yes, I think that's great advice. I think staying organized. I know people think that they have to go buy all these things. You just stay organized, and it's really not in the beginning. It's just important to know where it is. It's also important to kind of, keep track, to have something that works. You can always sort of change it or, go with the flow as you do things. But for sure, having a system, knowing where the item is, being smart about it. Like I was talking earlier about when I was cleaning, I'd clean an item and like you want to, just throw it into something I throw it into a bin, not throw it, but you know what I mean? Like I have these little bins. Oh, these little bins. I actually use, this one had a little room, so I brought it back out. I must have sold a few things. I use dry erase tape. I found it in Goodwill for 50 cents. So I like it. I can just, I just put the little thing on there. You don't have to be too fancy. Just use any type of tape to organize or to label it. So another thing I was showing people yesterday on one of the lives is I like to store small things in these. You can get these from Dollar Tree for $1, and they come in different sizes. But I really like them because I can put kind of a lot of stuff in them, and as you kind of sort of see, I have a lot of stuff that's in baggies and things like that. If it's breakable, I'm gonna maybe not just squish it inside of there, but this is a lot of like it's figurines, and I think there's a couple bangle bracelets in the bottom of it or something. Thrifty Chrissy says, I do RA at Walmart a bit, waiting now for some clearance to go down again. That's awesome. Retail arbitrage, even because I know a lot of people like to do that for Amazon, and I'm not super familiar with Amazon yet. I literally just opened up an account to sell on Amazon, and I got my Amazon merch application got approved last night. Woo! But my mom and my brother have done Amazon for a long time, but I do retail arbitrage type of things, and I'll sell it on my eBay. So I know that there are people who do that and do sell, or even locally. I know somebody who coupons and does it in lots. Like she'll go out and coupon, and have this kind of, I think it really is a really kind of a cool idea, but I don't have time for couponing anymore. It takes a lot of time up. But she'll have, laundry pods or Tide Pods and shampoo and all of these things. I'm too skin sensitive to just get anything quite random, but it's pretty cool. There are a lot of ways to make money. If somebody sits there and always, I know that, there are times when we're broke, but a true hustler is going to do whatever they can, especially if you have kids, or somebody else that you have to take care of. There are a million ways. I literally used to make bows from random objects. If I had just to make some extra money, and I would sell them local, then I coupon for for quite some time. They've sort of changed all the couponing stuff since I did it. Much harder to extreme coupon, I think, than it was before. If I do coupon, I'll get like personal stuff, hygiene type of things. I don't really like a lot of the food to coupon because it's really kind of processed, and that's just not necessarily my thing. But I like to coupon at Target though, and I'll use coupons, right? They'll have a buy 4 deal at Target, right? And I'll have coupons. I'll literally sometimes get multiple newspapers, or you can find clippers, coupon clippers, where they already will, or they'll either have already clipped it, or they'll just sell just the inserts, which isn't a bad idea. Then you don't ever have to worry about always going to find the newspaper. They'll just mail it right to you. But at Target, like, they'll have those deals that are buy 3 items or whatever it is, 2 items or 4 items, or and if you buy those 4 items, then you get a $5 gift card back. So I would use coupons for those 4 items, get them uber inexpensive, not cheap. Okay, cheap. And then at the end, it would spit out when I ring up one of those little $5 gift cards. You can't use that thing in that same transaction, and technically you have to come back the next day or whatever it is. But really, if you really are desperate and you have easy access to Targets, or know maybe the people in there, like, go to another Target. Or, for example, when I used to live in Kansas, the store was like an hour away. So for me to, and there was only one. So for me to do all that nonsense, like to try to go, multiple Targets, was absolutely impossible. But I would make a whole day of it to just do all my couponing in that one day in town. Yeah, retail arbitrage is definitely a cool thing. I like clearance. I do. I don't know, just the hunt of things really is the best part. I still think thrift stores are my favorite. I went to Goodwill yesterday and they were selling food in there. What? Food in Goodwill. It was weird. I haven't been to inside a Goodwill in a month and a half, or I don't know, before Thanksgiving or maybe right after Thanksgiving, something like that. But I couldn't believe that. I was and I noticed that the prices definitely have changed. Like, it kills me when they, I don't mean to be, talking schmack, but it kills me when there's a price tag on something. It's like the real price tag, right, is $3.99, and then they will also charge $3.99. I'm like, what? To me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'll just go to the store and get it for the regular price and spend $3.99. All right, so Shipping Sunshine says, best advice I can give to any startup is make charts and procedures with steps to do each task. Yeah, excuse me. That's a really good kind of idea too. I have a big, giant whiteboard. My whiteboard's like taller than I am. Again, got it for free. They were actually double in size, but it's on my wall right here, over here in between my living room and my kitchen. And I love to write on it, as a constant reminder, or write in my little book, or try to keep track. I like to, and I need to sort of do it a lot better this year, but because I'm not off to a great start, but I like to try to figure out what sort of works in my schedule. When this time is for taking pictures, this time is for listing, this time is for doing this and this and this. But I've sort of kind of been more laid back about that this year. And I know that the more and more when I get my listings back up closer, well, even past 300 and closer to 4 and then 5, I know that it's going to be busy, and being organized is going to absolutely have to happen. Well, being a little more, I get on these lives and I just totally forget about my own store. But today I was smart and I scheduled my listings. Yeah. Amelia Sal says, I like to sell unique vintage things mainly, but I'll sell anything. That's awesome. I like to sell, sort of unique items too. I think honestly, when I'm thrifting, it's easier for me to see, but maybe that's because my family's been thrifting since, I was a little small thing. So I've over the years kind of sort of know what I'm going to see, if I see it often, or what I haven't seen as often. I was going into my little book. Where's my book? So this is what I started out to stay a little organized and trying to figure things out when I had, sold it and all that, because I was originally just listing, doing all my eBay stuff, no Wi-Fi off my phone, which was, it worked. It was fine. It worked. But I wanted to make sure to sort of pay attention. I didn't even have a laptop, y'all, just my phone. That's it. So I was noticing today when I was looking back at it about, some of the things I have listed over the time of when I first was having my eBay store. So here's a few, I'll tell you. I mentioned the toilet paper the other day. That was funny. Vintage 1959 toilet paper. That went for $20. It was free. It cost like nothing to ship it. That was I did pretty well on that. And I didn't really have to worry, about using too much shipping materials and all that. I've sold a few piano rolls. I bought some, I think it was like 9 or 10 of them or something like that. I won't do that again. That for me was a bad buy, only because of how much time it had to take me to kind of get the right box for it, or to cut the right box for it. And so the profit just wasn't enough for me to continue to keep listing those. So I did and got rid of them. And then I donated the last 2, I think, that I had or something like that. But ski patches is one type of souvenir things people like when it, it says like Colorado or, somewhere specific. People like to do those as souvenirs. Even bells, like that would have a name, of a city on it. I've sold gender reveal party supplies that was unopened. Once again, I got it from a bag, 99-cent bag in Goodwill. I know that not every Goodwill has that. I don't know why the one that's really close to me is like that, but I sold this razor. It was a vintage razor. It was dolphin shaped, and it was funny. It made me laugh so much. It was like something on porpoise. And it sold really, really quick. The lady loved it who bought it. It makes me feel so good to get good messages. Around the holidays, depending on, what holiday it is, I'll, of course, sell holiday decorations. Like inflatables. That's if I can find them for pretty cheap. The older ones, it is crazy how expensive those things are when Halloween comes and Christmas comes. Insane. But I found a few in Goodwill for just a couple dollars. They were like from 2005. Looked like nobody had used them. I sold a few of those and some other things. And I've even done a little bit of retail arbitrage and sold it through eBay on the decorations from the Dollar Tree. The most important thing is just to research. A lot of like kind of ceramic little creamers, coffee, kind of not kits, I guess, but like a coffee a creamer and a sugar bowl, and either a platter or whatever it sets on. I've sold a few of those. I've pieced some out and also put some together. What I love about those is the ones I always pick up have a name on the bottom. Obviously, you have to take the time to make sure that it's packaged and shipped safely. So it needs to be kind of worth your while, because you're going to have to take the time to do that. On some of the ones that I absolutely know are going to sell, like I'll just pack it up before it's even sold, like after I list it and I need to put it wherever it needs to go, just so that it never breaks. But also I can just grab that and just be done with it. There's one of my biggest things that people feedback wise give me is that I'm quick about shipping. And part of that is because I live kind of dead center smack, in the United States. So it doesn't take too long to get really to either side. But also I'm just sort of taking the initial steps. It pays off to be organized. I know when you're really desperate for money or you're just trying to get a whole bunch of things up, like I get wanting to do that. But in the end, if you want to have a big store, it is not going to be good if you're not organized. It's just not. You're going to make yourself crazy. And then what do you do when tax time comes? Because if you hit over a certain amount, you need to be filing your taxes and doing all that. So I don't know if I gave a little hello to Dad's Vintage Garage. Hello! Dig the name. That is cool. And I did see Anita. So she popped into one of my first lives and totally made my day because I didn't have to talk to myself. Y'all, if I don't have anybody in the chat, you know what I sit here and do? I'm all singing a Woe Is Me song. Get out my little, cricket, I don't know, violin, world's smallest violin, something like that. And I'll be all by myself. Don't want a list all by myself. I don't know why some of these messages are getting retracted, but Dad's Vintage Garage says, I'm not a drinker. I'm sipping blood orange vodka apple cider on the rocks. Wow, that is a mouthful. It sounds delicious. I don't really drink too much. Maybe on a holiday, maybe one. I used to a lot, and I notice health-wise for me, it just wasn't the greatest idea. But don't get me wrong, something really foo-foo. Like, this is awesome. I've gone so long without drinking consistently, or more on a regular, even a once a month, type of thing, that if I drink a beer now, it messes my stomach up so bad. So now all this craziness, natural. Rosie says, couponing is exhausting. I have to get back into it. My stockpile ran out. Yeah, I need to coupon conditioner. There's a few things I need to get. I need to jump on coupon. And the coupon. Rose says she pretty much only sells clothing. I have a hard time getting into clothing. I don't know. I just feel like it takes up so much time. It's like frustrates me. I don't know. And maybe it's because my place isn't big enough. Well, it's not that I could do flat lays and just lay it in my kitchen, but I have animals and they're furry. So I only really have one good spot to try to take pictures and do stuff like that, because immediately if I do anything material, I'll put it straight into a bag, a bagel bag or a poly mailer or something, to kind of keep it safe from fur. But Flippin' Hustler says, I called CenturyLink and upgraded, which is double what I have now. I'm getting a new modem on the 25th. Oh, that is awesome. I hope that works out. Yeah, definitely maybe upgrading probably helps. I know that if I use up all my data, which we have, I think it's a trilobite now, but I had jumped on CenturyLink because they were offering this like $100 Visa card or something and a locked in price. So I was like, $40. I'll do it. So I don't know if that's expensive to all y'all, but to me, $40 wasn't too expensive for having as much as I have. So far, I've never gone over. It's very scary, though, how much they start charging if you go over. All right. Shipping Sunshine says, gotta run. Have a delivery. Need to check. See you later. Well, if you're still around, I appreciate you coming in to the chat. That's absolutely awesome of you to stop by. I look forward to developing our reseller friendship. All right, I think I'm down to the bottom here. Anita says, I have a hard time selling clothing too. I'm just doing jewelry now. That's awesome. Jewelry. I have an aunt who I keep trying to tell her she needs to get into selling because she has so much jewelry and she's way better about knowing, what things are than I am. I don't know. Like, I've never been a huge fashionista, so I do costume jewelry and stuff like that, and I can kind of do the basics on whether it's gold or silver, that. Like, I'll dig through the flatware or silverware inside of thrift stores or estate sales or whatever, but it's the rhinestones and the gems that really freak me out. I'm like worried. I don't know, I should just do it, right? In worst case, I sell something for way cheap and it was supposed to be worth a lot, like, then that person got a cool deal. But my mom she always tells me, you can't feel bad about that. Like, just need to move on and work on the next item. It was like when I was selling candy. So I was couponing a little bit of candy and selling it. But I kind of felt bad. I was like, I'm giving everybody diabetes, Mom. They're buying so much candy. And she's like, you can't worry about all of that. You just need to do what you need to do. And I get that, but still, I don't know. My Jiminy Cricket must be huge or something because I still feel bad. And plus it sits there, and then if it doesn't sell, then I want to eat it. And sugar is the devil, y'all. It is the devil. All right. So I definitely am caught up in my chat here. I bet you all of my beverages are cold. I'm going to throw this in my mic. Don't mind me while I'm rude for half a second. My apologies. Y'all can still hear me though. Maybe. I'm just on the other side of the wall. You light up my life. You give me hope. I actually think that is, what is this one she sings? When I first found this, was in I'm sure it was Goodwill. I doubt I paid over $1. I've had it for quite some time, but she was really, really dirty, and it took me quite a minute to clean her. She is very cute. Here's another thing you really have to watch when shipping. Like when I ship this, if it sells, I'm gonna put something right underneath here just to prevent it from smashing her hand down, But she's cute. Light of my life. It's one of the, I've been trying really hard to for sure, get things that are easily for me to find. So if I'm in Goodwill, then I'll literally just set it down on something, and get out my phone and bring up my eBay search and search it. And if it's too hard for me to find, or even, make sure to filter it and have the sold items button on. If it's too hard for me to find and I'm just kind of unsure on whether it's even going to be, worth anything, I just won't even do it. I just won't. If I don't love it, I'm not going to waste my time. If it's not a, let's see, what does Thrifty Dad say? If it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no, or something like that. I have a saying that, do you like it or would you lump it? Like, do you like it enough to want to list it? Or do you think maybe somebody else might, for sure like it? Or are you questioning about it? Because if you're questioning too much, just get rid of it. Unless you have, obviously, the finances to just do whatever the hell you want. Then right on for you. Let me borrow some money. I'm just kidding. Now that lady needs to shush her mouth because she is just singing too much. To carry on the night of my life. I'm going to grab my tea. Oh, I forgot about my lady that I found. Yes, was it yesterday? I did get her listed. I need to store her. Where is her little tag? I will show you in just a moment. To those of you that have not seen my cool new little friend. Still funny, people. Still funny. Play, music, play. Got a little cranberries playing now. Yowza, that's hot. I'm going to show you my little lady. I never knew the lyrics to this song, Zombie, until I looked at it one time when I was singing karaoke, and it's really kind of a crazy song. A little rocker-esque, though. What's going on here? Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? It's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs, bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. Head, in your head, zombie, 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 eh, eh. In your head, zombie, 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 eh, eh, eh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Little rocker-esque, Usually I'm always like trying to be singing these slow songs, putting y'all to sleep. You know, probably napping. So anyways, here's my lady. I apologize to all the men out there if they are still watching. For my little friend and her nut cracking. Still funny. I'm covering her up, you know. Who knows? I might get flagged. Yeah, so I finally put her up. She just cracked me up. In your head, they're fighting. That lady just started singing again. Twirling around. Hey, in your head, zombie, zombie. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, in your head. So when I actually have a little crate. I painted it. I don't know. I didn't paint it just to kind of make it look pretty for eBay stuff, but this is a little crate I have. I have 3 of them. They're actually in my room, and they slide perfect into this like wire rack thing I have. And that's my things that I need to list, you know, or the other one will be things I've taken a picture of that I need to list. It just depends, because sometimes when I have to have a big area to take photos, you know, I have to really kind of set up for the scene, and I'll normally do the bigger ones over here against that really white wall that I have in my kitchen. But if it's small, then I will list it, or I'll take pictures of it in my, either right on top of my desk over here, you know, or in front of the, wow, this is weird, in front of the window, depending on the light. And then I'll just flank both sides of it with you know, with lights. These little lights. Wow, it's pretty bright, huh? In my head. Rosy says, I'm the opposite. Anita, I have trouble with everything else. Yeah, I think that's kind of part of it. Like for me in the clothes thing is I just haven't, you know, I haven't spent enough time to do it. And in the store, I make more mistakes trying to pick out a shirt than I do picking out, you know, a hard good. I was telling people the other day about one of the best ways, you know, like when I'm in the store, I'll be looking around, you know, or I'll find something, like this, for example, I'll find it and I'll look at something else, but I'll grab it real quick and just without even really, truly like you paying attention, I just go straight over the top of it, you know, with my hand. And you can usually really quick find if there's, you know, anything flawed in it. It's not that things with flaws don't sell, obviously, but you're going to have to take the extra time to describe it and stuff like that, which is fine depending on what you're selling the item at. But yeah, I have this habit from cleaning really, really yuppie houses. I used to clean. I had my own cleaning business. I first started cleaning for somebody else and then opened my own business. And I did really quite well. I had like 47 monthly consistent clients plus, you know, one-time type of deep clean. But I learned really quick because I had to move so fast just to try to get through 10,000 square feet of a house. To just feel with my hand as I was, you know, of course, obviously disinfect and everything, but I could really tell on a lot of those granite countertops and all that, you know, if there was anything on it, really. So, you know, and if there's too much going on and you can't focus, you know, and you're just like frustrated, I don't know, look at the thing. Obviously, you could hold it up to the light. That's how I find crystal is the lights inside of Goodwill are awesome for Really, you can even just lean like this, and I could walk like this. I always have a challenge my man. I'm gonna watch. I could find all the crystal in here. You know, I'll kind of go down because the shelf is always so high. I'm like, yep, that is, because I could see the light coming through it, and it has this sort of rainbow effect. And more times than not, 95% of the time, it's crystal. Crystal, I think, is really kind of hard to take pictures of, and I think the best time to sell some of that, you know, is closer to the holidays. That's when I think a lot of people are trying to complete their dining room type of sets. I've done well with antique plates, but again, you got to kind of know quality, or not quality, condition is really important. You can actually use replacements.com, I think is what it is, and send in to see what they would sort of give you for it. And it also gives you a good idea of what it would maybe sell at. But again, you have to know what it is to be able to find it on that site even. After you do it, you know, there are definitely the first few months, my death pile. Find me somewhere over the rainbow. That's what's playing now. Bluebirds fly. Birds can fly over the rainbow. Why? Then why can't I? I can't believe I've been on for this long. I know at 1:30 I'll have to for sure stop, because I have to get my evening a little situated and maybe make some more listings, schedule some more. I've been trying so hard not to go and buy a bunch of things until I make sure that I have everything from last year that needs to be relist or sell, you know, similar item. Have it kind of reorganized. So it's, for example, I took them all out and then re-inventoried the number on it. Oh boy, I see we have someone new. Well, he's not new to the reseller word. We got the truth in the house. Man, you are a funny individual, sir. But be nice to me. Be nice to me. I hope you are having a fabulous day. I don't know why your message is retracted. I don't get why that happens. I think Rosie's got a little wrench. But Dad's Vintage Garage says hard goods here. I have 3 bins of clothes I need to list or get it gone. Yeah, I'm the same way. I know there's so many people that do really, really well. You know, I don't want anybody to ever think that, you know, clothes is not a good type of thing to be listing. I also think it matters where you live and what you can source and maybe what you're into. You know, if you're into clothes and all those things, like my kids' clothes, I like to resell because, you know, my son loves Adidas and Levi jeans in smaller sizes for me are awesome because it doesn't take up a lot of space. And usually I already have them because my son grew out of them, you know, or I don't know, people seem to buy them, but you'd be surprised at what parents will buy them just so their kids can be sporting it. But yeah, a lot of things, you know, even for my stuff, I don't pick things out from me personally to wear that I just based off of what type, you know, what the label is. I just pick it out because I like the way it looks. Yeah, thumbs up, y'all. I see that there's 10 likes, which is awesome. I think that might be the most likes I've ever had on a video, which is pretty awesome. Now we got Strumming My Pain, or Killing Me Softly playing. Life with his words. All right. Maybe I need to get some work done, people. So, killing me softly with his song, my whole life with his words, killing me. So this is something that dropped off my inventory somehow. I don't know what I did with it, but things like this I love to put in these little manila envelopes and then stash it in my little container, and I'll take my little label that I have written. I won't seal it all the way, but I'll just literally go like this. Little paper clip. Bam! So when I need to find it after it's listed. I heard he had, and so I came, said for a while. Sorry, I got my little bin down here. I can't just set it everywhere because my cat has, been a little ornery today. Can you guys see the dog? I didn't even. Violet has not said hi today. Queen! Corn dog. Where's my pumpkin girl? Okay, you'll have to come say hi. Say hi. When we were testing out this setup last night, my daughter was sitting like this because I have my, I use the HDMI and plugged my laptop into the TV so I could see the chat up here on the side, but she was all like this. She just thought she was so funny. I'm such a child. Okay, level queen. Her name's really Violet, but Violet Rose. I call her Corn Dog. She was a unicorn for Halloween. That is where that name came from. She was a unicorn. So she was a Violicorn. And then it just went Queen. And we sing all the time on Queen. Queen, Queen. Queen, 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 Queen. Coin, 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 coin. You're such a good girl, funky girl. All right. I am going to see with his song. Oh no, I'm very. Oh boy. La 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 la. Oh. Inventory at first when I was redoing it was a little overwhelming because I had it was showing on the unsolds, or when I had ended all of them, I had 400 and something, and I was like, oh! It was a little scary, but for my own sanity the rest of the year, I needed to do that. Dad's Vintage Garage says the truth just subbed. All right, woohoo! So what's happening? I think I'm at 48 now. That is awesome. You guys really everyone makes my day. The reseller community is such a awesome community, and just kind of, the help. I mean, I get that you don't want to give out all your nuggets, because are those are going to obviously copy everything that you do, but there's lots of things to share, good little things to share. And I mean, imagine think about when you were first selling, like, it would have been, if you didn't have the help or didn't, have somebody who knew what they're doing, it would have been nice, right? So I'm pretty sure I have all of my old, besides what I have right here. Only you can make this world seem right. Only you can make the darkness bright. I'm gonna grab something real quick that I can fix the listing on. 1 second. Only you. Oh. Had to go grab something that I needed to fix and fix a picture. I was using my old phone, and the picture's not bad, but I did end the item. So I'm just going to fix that right quick. Y'all, what y'all up to today? You listening? Taking pictures? Maybe researching? Depending on who I'm listening to, I can't always just do everything. Like I'll binge watch somebody and just take, all my pictures or take a bunch of pictures while I'm listening to somebody. But when I'm trying to be semi-smart, I can't always do it. I need to inventory this, obviously, because it does not have a number. Oh no, but I don't have my right light. We're going to see how good this phone is in taking pictures. And I'm going to get out my little, let's see. Where's my thing go? Where's my little pink flower thing? So I have all these. I have blank ones, but 2. Then I have some inventory numbers written out so that I don't use them again. And I would do, like I would write out, even if I was just sitting there, for the TV, I would write out up to 50 of them for each little number or whatever it is. Mind you, also, a lot of those containers I have 25, 30 items in one of those just small little things. But that way when something sells, I easily know what numbers are still kind of available. Oh, my chat's not frozen, is it? Someone say hello. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, good. I just want to make sure it wasn't frozen and I didn't know. Well, here's another cool little trick, and this one's kind of a little smaller. So I have some bigger buttons, and I need to get some more of them. I think I got them. I bought them for $1. I'm pretty sure somewhere, and there was a whole bunch of them. But the bigger ones, you can actually, if you list jewelry, like studs or anything like that, I'm sure you can probably figure out some other stuff. But I do this when I'm traveling too, is to use the holes and put, the studs through. And then you have them kind of stashed and stored. Love. I'm all shook up, boom, baby. I see Rosie's still here. Woohoo! I sold a Rosie Riveter porcelain sign I don't know how long ago that was. I had it on my wall for a while, but the whole, we can do it or something like that. I loved it. Yeah, working on coupons. Yeah, it was before I sold it. I sold it right before I started jumping more live into some live like working shows. Because I recall seeing you somewhere. It was in one of them, and I was like, "Oh man, I bet she would have thought that was awesome." It was really cool. It was a reproduction, but it wasn't one of the originals. But it was still old enough to be vintage. It was pretty cool, being porcelain, really vibrant, types of colors. A lot of those reproduction ones, now are the tin. Like, or even plastic. That's what so many signs are. And I have a, like this, like they're so cheaply made. Although this is still pretty cool. About 25 cents maybe. I don't know. I thought it was funny because my son is kind of my little wild monkey. So I had it up and now I'm pretty sure I have it listed. What I'd like to get better at is actually trying to figure out a better way to list artwork. And I know artwork is I think kind of hard to get into because, people will sign it. And if you're not real familiar, you're not going to figure out who it is. And a lot of times, it doesn't even necessarily matter. But obviously, if it's somebody really important, then it would. But because I have a few really kind of neat pictures, but I've been holding off on it because I'm afraid about trying to ship it. And I need to just suck it up and do it. That's what I need to do. Because it's neat. Like, I'll show you one of them. And here is one of them that I am. Now, when we bought this, it was, again, from Goodwill. We were really kind of unsure on, who made it or anything like that. There was at one time, obviously, a certificate, which right away made me wonder, maybe it was something special. And then it wasn't until I really looked really close at it, I realized that the wood is different in the, each little type of piece. There was one that was similar listed a while back, like 6 months ago. And I wish I would have maybe tried to sell it then because I can't necessarily find that listing, but I'm worried because of how heavy it is. I need to just do it. I need to just get it up there and list it and just do it. But it's cool. How cool is that? It's like all wood. And obviously it's of a stamp that was at some point. Oh, there you go. There is a little when the stamp was. The picture is not that old, but I'm still learning to. I think everybody always, you always continue to learn. Knowledge is power, friends. I have commercials playing in my ears. All these, you buy this or this or this. You can sell it like this or drop ship it or whatever. Or I can show you. Those pop up all the time. Oh, now we got some jewel going on. I'm turning my cup this way because, I don't know, it might offend people. But it makes me chuckle. It says, screw everything. In Tokyo Coda. I'm going to get this little listing fixed here, so don't mind me for a second. Singing here, maybe singing, maybe. I watch from my window. Always felt I was outside, looking in on. Always mysterious, what with dark eyes and careless hair you were. reasonably sensitive, but too cool to care. You stood in my doorway with nothing to say, besides some comments on the weather. Well, in case you failed to notice, in case you failed to see, this is my heart bleeding before you. This is me down on my knees. These foolish games. I'm losing my mind. Where is my other notebook? Bring me apart. And you're thoughtless words are breaking my heart, breaking my heart. I didn't have any extra C's written down, so I was seeing what I had not used. Your cigarettes and talking over coffee. Promoting Mozart, speak to my loved ones. Comes at least from my guitar. Excuse me, taking you for somebody who gave a darn, somebody more like myself. These foolish games tear me apart. I already have all the measurements and all that stuff for this, but I am going to probably retake, because I'm going to redo the pictures. Make sure that I have my tape measure. I have a yellow one and a white one. When I do the white backgrounds and I want to try to show what the size of something, I do have it in listing what size it is, but when it's on the white, then I like to use the yellow. And obviously if I'm taking pictures on black, then I will use my white measuring tape. It's smaller, so I could use my yellow, but we're going to see how well this works, because I do not have all my light, and it is kind of bright, but might be able to just edit that. I really want that first one, to pop. That's what I always tell people about your pictures. I have fur on me. Is that first picture, like I listed this a little while back, for example, but I want the picture, it kind of is dull, and it doesn't really show the, all the little detail, but it's not, I want to get it in a little closer. It was off my old phone. So do what you got to do, but it's sitting right in front of me. So love is a many splendid thing. Love lifts us up where we belong. All you need is love. Please don't stop that again. All you need is love. A girl has got to eat. All you need is love. Love is just a game. For loving you, baby, you were made for loving me. It's from Moulin Rouge. So I was just singing both parts there. Just one night, there's no way you can't pay. One night in the name of love, crazy fool, I won't give in to you. Don't leave me this way. I can't survive without your sweet love. Oh, baby. I'm going to just use this. I'm just going to hand like this for right now, because Usually I'd have another light right here, but it's over there. It isn't so low. Some people want to fill the world full of silly love songs. Much better. 'Cause here I know again, love lifts us up where we belong, where eagles fly on a mountain high. Love makes us sound like we are fools. Throw our lives away for one happy day. This is kind of a pain in the butt, though, to be holding this like this. Burning calories, right? Getting buff. No. You and I'll drink all the time. All right, I think I got enough with the front right there. I'll take a few more details to show. There is a slight little small chip in the top corner, and that's a fact. No, nothing will keep us together. We could steal time just for one day. We could be heroes forever and ever. We could be heroes. See, this is an issue. We could be heroes. Just enough of this nonsense. How wonderful life is. I love doing this, like little, where I just hold my phone down, especially if it's a small figurine, because then I just turn it. Come on, boom, 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 boom. Or a Lazy Susan. I have one of those. It's darker though. I want to maybe paint it, because I take more pictures that are, on white than I do anything. I just wanted to kind of show corners. It is pretty neat little tile. So this is what it says on the back. It says that it's a historic New Orleans roofing slate. It says these slates were mined in Pennsylvania and floated down the Ohio and Mississippi rivers on rafts. They were used for roofing material after the disastrous fire, which occurred on Good Friday, March 21st, 1788. Each one was individually hand-shaped. So I thought that was really cool. I looked a little into it, and it was really kind of crazy about those fires, and sort of tragic how they didn't get out and, notify all the people, and it just kind of overtook everything. But I really love the sort of handmade type of look to it, and that gray, I can show a little better maybe at this one. Another one bites the dust. That's what's playing now. Get to you. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Rosie says, I don't really know art. It's unique. Oh, yeah, that picture. Dr. Christie is back. It's haunted. Maybe. I don't know. It's cool, though. Has a little, leather tie to it. And then, of course, the picture. It's just like a printed, it's nothing special. It would be cool, though, if it was etched or something in it. But I like it small enough. We'll see if it sells. Hi. I don't want to just set this without putting it into anything inside. I'll use. All my bags are falling out. I'll use this little thing to store it right now. Another one bites the dust. 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 So this is what I like about listing on mobile, for especially if they're new, but is it pops up, you know, with these kind of more highlighted boxes, or even the, what does it say, recommended or something like that, or missing details. I notice it doesn't do that on there. You know, it's easily found, and it will still just list it if you do it PC. Like, it refuses to let you do it this way through the phone. If I had to choose, and I was talking about this the other day, if I had to choose a PC over a phone, now that I'm definitely more experienced, hands down a PC or laptop. I think you have a lot more opportunities, and then also the whole seller hub thing is way easier to, you know, check out all your stuff. Another one bites the dust. I also offer 2 types of shipping. I heard that tip from someone a few months ago, and I don't know, honestly, if it truly makes a huge difference, but I figured, you know, if somebody wanted it fast or, you know, within a certain time, then it would pop up, or if they wanted it priority or whatever it is, but that way they'd have kind of two ways. A lot of times if it weighs over something, then it's going to go, you know, priority. If it weighs too much, then ground. But tonight, guess we're jamming out. And I do not know why every single thing that I list from my phone now, this just started January, automatically turns on global shipping program. Like, I didn't ask for that. That's like the whole, when you want to make an offer, or not make an offer, but when you put that you'll accept offers and it automatically chooses the offer, you know, that you won't take an offer under a certain amount. I haven't really. So what I like to do, what I do now is, like, because I take pictures from my phone, if I'm searching for something, I'll search for it, sell similar item or whatever, and get the inventory number out or figured out, you know, my little title, and then take pictures of it, and I'll save it. And then later on my laptop, when I want to list it, then I can go through all the things that I need to do, or choose to, you know, put it on sale or whatever it is, all the extras. I remember how scared I was of shipping in the beginning. Like, I was having a meltdown over it. I can't be the only one. 50 says she doesn't hurt on her phone, right? Yeah. I think especially beginners, like, it's easier. Laptops cost a lot. You don't need that. You don't need all the gadgets and gizmos aplenty just to even get started. And Smartphones are pretty amazing. Rosie says, I can't list from my phone. I just have trouble with that. It's kind of confusing because they auto everything. And so you still, I think, even have to kind of go through and make sure that those details are right, because just because you find something that's listed and you sell, a similar item to that doesn't mean they have all of their details correct. And people, they'll get you on the whole, like if your title isn't exact to what the item is or whatever. People like to complain sometimes. I'm just standing here looking a little lost. No, I'm not lost. Maybe I am. Crazy for feeling. No wonder that screen looked a little different. It was that global shipping screen. I was like, what is this? I don't know I'm not too familiar with it, so it scares me. And I've only really been adding things to that or keeping global shipping on things that would go first class because I'm scared. Oh, I'm scared. Whoa. Tonight. All right. I think I fixed all that. I'll see it added a offer. I am going to put easy pricing on this particular item. I do not do that to all of them necessarily, but I am on this since I've had it for a couple months. I'm not one of those ones who likes to keep something listed for a year, but maybe that's just because I don't have so many things listed. I'm sure if I had 10,000 listings and you to go through everything like every month or whatever it is, would be crazy. One of the things I like to do to kind of sort of make sure that things haven't fallen off or not be overwhelmed by inventory throughout the year is, and I used to do this, have to do this when I ran a restaurant to count everything in the store. Let me tell you, I sure love to count some packets of stuff. Ranch, whatever it is. Yeah, no, I don't. Is I will take my one container or, A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever it is, and I'll go through just that one container, to either, depending on how much time I have, like for me, I'll do it in a couple days. I know people who sort of do that and do one container per week, especially if we have a lot of things maybe in that container, or depending on if you have another job, whatever it is. I have time during the day to be able to do that. So that's what I do. That is what I do. All right. So I'm actually going to put this in this thing for right now, since it's kind of a little messed up, just to store it for the time being. There we go. Yet another thing that I got a whole huge box of. I got it for free. I guess you can call it dumpster diving. I don't know. My mom and we used to always say when we were finding things on the curb or things that were free, we called it Curb Co. Okay? We are not dumpster diving. That is Curb Co. Curb Co. But yeah, there's a few dumpsters that I am allowed to use stuff from. I have permission to do that. That is like just recycling in the dumpster. It's just all recycled stuff. So it's, mostly boxes or cardboard or whatever. Or they'll even, my wonderful man, he has access as well to, boxes and stuff like that, which is cool, from a industrial place that he works, stuff that they ordered or boxes that they never used. So instead of just throwing them away, He brings them to me. Woohoo! He hoards packaging materials. That's all right, me too. We borderline hoard packing materials. I know that I'm not the only one who does that. You can't tell me that you don't, for Christmas time when you were opening up all those packages and you saw some things, come out of boxes or the bubble stuff, the air pockets and all that. You weren't like, I can use this for eBay or Posh or whatever it is. Rosie says, global shipping is easy. You ship it to a place in the U.S. and eBay does the rest. Right. And that's what I kind of, I figured once it started popping up, I was like, oh, I don't want it, international shipping and all that. And I kind of looked into it and realized that it was that one, global shipping was one place, shipped to one place. So it's kind of was less for me to worry about, but still, hey, I got to try, start somewhere. So. Thrifty Chrissy says it might be easier to cross post if I use my laptop, but I don't cross post everything. Some clothes aren't good enough for Posh, so I just have them on eBay. I haven't got into Posh, so I got the app, but I don't know. I have enough kind of on my plate, and I don't want to spread myself too thin yet. And I can't get into clothes, not quite yet. I mean, if I do. Maybe I will, but photographing things is my biggest issue for me personally selling clothes. I don't really want a huge mannequin, hanging out in my house because I just don't have the room for it. But also I don't have a lot of areas that I feel comfortable taking pictures of because my animals, are all their animals, and I don't know, somebody's allergic. I have no idea. So I just try to stick with what I know and what I'm comfortable with, and I'm slowly dabbling into. The cool thing though about watching a bunch of people who do sell clothes is I've learned about brands for my kids because they're a little more into what it's called than I am. Like I go into a store and I'm like, that looks awesome, I'll buy it. Compared to them, they look at the shirt, whatever it is, and they look at the tag, or they want, to wear Adidas and all these more popular brands. So it's cool to know, to hear from other people. So I might slowly do that. I have a big hanger. I made one of those big hangers, which I know the Flippin' Hustler, I think he made a video on it. And then also was it Rally Roots? Who, I don't know if they were the original ones who did a video on that. I can't remember, but I know that they did a video on making those big hangers, which is really pretty convenient. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm gonna put this in right there. My music stopped. I ran out of the lighter fluid, and I didn't have any more of the makeup pads, the little, I don't know, for your face. Concealer, I don't know, just makeup pads. I know that that's, pretty common for people to use, or to use a little heat gun. I want to get a little small type of heat gun. I have to look into how close I can have it to my pacemaker, because there's a lot of machines I'm not allowed to have, or have near me or within 2 feet. And if I'm sitting at a desk and I'm using it, I don't really want to do that. But so I ran out of the fluid stuff, and I was like, well, I could use, I guess, a cotton ball and, rubbing alcohol or something, depending on what I was cleaning. But the problem is, cotton balls, they kind of get stuck on things. It was trying to clean my little lady friend, my little lady friend over her. She had kind of some residue from, the tag, and maybe that thing is haunted because now the music box is playing. No. Silly music box. You are just silly. Aren't you just silly? But so I had some of these and I almost threw them away because they didn't work on my face really good. I have really super sensitive skin, but I figured, well, I know that these have alcohol in them. So I used them. Little Stridix pads. Thought that was awesome. Or I've been also using these. I love these little cotton pads. So you can buy you could buy these from the dollar store, but they're not going to be, whoops, we just dropped one. They're not going to be as tough kind of as this one is. Not only do I love to use this for my own face, but also cleaning stuff. The other ones are kind of feathery and like they have sticks. They're really cheap ones. But I found these, I think it was Dollar General. I'm pretty sure, and they weren't, very much. It was worth it. Definitely to even just use on my face. But I also like to use them because, they don't come undone. Oh, let me show on the camera. Like some of the cheap ones. They're a little heavier duty. I do like them because when you use the makeup pads and you set the little triangle thing on something, it doesn't always sit well on everything. So sometimes I'll use things like this when I have to clean something. But I use this and then wiped it off, the little residue of my little lady over her. I gotta make sure my lady is listed. I have all these like really slow songs, but I don't want to depress anybody. I'll put y'all to sleep. Put myself to sleep. This Ain't No Sunshine, but whatever, I'm going to play it because I keep messing around with it. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Boom, 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 when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. How many phones can I have? No, I'm just kidding. Shine when she's gone. She goes away. I know. No sunshine when she's gone. All right, that's fine. Rosie says she's got to go. Thank you for being here. Much love to you. I hope you have a good day. I have like 20 minutes and I have to go for sure. I appreciate you being here though. Adios. She goes away. She goes away. I was just going to check on my little lady friend. That's what I was doing. Of course, I get distracted. Y'all are probably like, how does she ever get anything listed? Because I will smash it out in the morning, or when I did have all my listings in my store, and I was consistently selling like every day and shipping and all that, I would wake up and, or even the night before, pack everything up, or in the morning before, I had to take my kids to school. And yeah, I had to get up a little bit earlier, but and then I would just kind of swing through or swing by, depending on the size of it. Because if it was bigger, then I would wait till the post office was open to go take it in, because I'm such a control freak. I want to make sure that that package is going to be shipped off on time. I don't have to worry about so many extra people, going through it. I'm really lucky to live as close as I do to the post office. Up there. Oh, now we're jamming out some Alanis. We are not going to play this one, though. I don't know if y'all know who Alanis Morissette is, but people of my generation probably do. But I do know the elderly community. Those are her, who I haven't, since my mom is being a little bit of a snowbird and off in another state during the winters, but they have karaoke in this retirement community that she lives in. And so I always blank, can't think of a single song to sing whenever everybody, I go to karaoke and they're like, "Can sing?" Oh. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just sing this song," because I saw it on the list that they had, and well, so I sang it, but it's kind of funny. This is not the one I want. This is not the one I want, lady. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, yeah. Old man turned 98 and won the lottery. Died the next day. It's a black fly in your Chardonnay. Death row, pardon, 2 minutes too late. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? It's like rain on a wedding day. It's free ride when you already paid. So good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Was play it safe, was afraid to fly. He packed his suitcase and kissed his kids goodbye. He waited his whole darn life. Take that flight, and the plane crashed down. He thought, well, isn't this nice? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Rain on your wedding day, it's free ride when you already paid. It's good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Oh, dropping stuff. Oh, life is a funny way. It's up in your face. Jam when you're already late. No smoke in town on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. Meeting the man of my dreams and meeting his beautiful wife. Isn't it ironic? That would be, right? Don't you think? A little too ironic. I'm out of bagel bags. Drop ticket. Oh, see? On wedding day, free ride when you already paid. Good advice just didn't take. Oh, I thought it figures. you. Life is a funny way. This bag is not big enough. That's right. It's going to go on top because that container is full. But I think I'm going to have to maybe keep it. So a little bit tight here. A little bit up. Some things I need to go over to the auction house because I have some things that are heavy, like a old typewriter. That was dug out of the dumpster. That is way too heavy, and I don't even want to attempt to try to see how much profit I would make. It's not worth it for me personally to put it up on eBay. So I'm going to take it over to the auction house, I think. They're funny. I don't know how they talk that fast. That is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know. I give them props. Give them props for doing that. I wonder what's gonna play next. No choice. Maybe I just need to put in a type of. Ooh, I forgot I was listening to 80s the other day. Let's see. 80s. I wish I could play it. Oh, come on, YouTube. Let's play music. You got to ruin all our fun. Like a bed. It's how my day was. Don't be alarmed if I fall head over feet. Yes, I couldn't help it. Your fault. Oh, I see Flippin' Hustler still here. What up? Much braver. Anybody gonna go live after this? I'm gonna go, at 15 minutes most. And then I need to get some stuff done, but doesn't mean I can't listen to somebody. In spite of me, if I fall head over feet. I was thinking about the movie Dirty Dancing earlier. So my mom used to love Patrick Swayze. Hardcore loved him. And when I was a kid, when that movie came out, or I don't remember when it came out exactly, she would pause the movie on, I'm pretty sure VHS, but she would pause the movie on the moment where he gets out of bed and you could see a little cheek. Just a little cheek. And she would pause that. She did not know years later that I remembered that all the time, but Dirty Dancing is one of my favorite movies. That reminded me because one of the 80s, best 80s song or whatever this is pulling up is The Time of My Life. But I still sing it a lot. Is the part in that where it's, I don't know if they're like outside, part of them are outside playing, but it's her and Patrick Swayze. Oh, what is her name? Baby or something. In their little dance studio or whatever. And they're kind of doing a whole little skit of through the song. I don't know what it's called, but it's all, hey, Mickey. Yes, Sylvia. How do you call your lover boy? Oh, lover boy. And if he doesn't answer, oh, lover boy. And if he still doesn't answer, I simply say, baby, my sweet baby. Oh, YouTube friends, you're the one. And they all harmonize all pretty. Baby, ooh, my sweet baby. Oh, baby, you're the one. Girls just wanna have fun. Mm-hmm. All right, we're just gonna play this. I could always just fast forward to the ones I don't like or skip the ones I like. I think I need to probably finally do something about these bad boys right here. Finish it. Finish. Oh, but I forgot I have my crazy lights over here. Guess I'm gonna just have to I give up on this music thing. What do we got going here? We'll search these. For those that you don't know, you go into your little eBay app. Right? Click on your little. Sorry, I have my little lady friend. I was making sure she was posted. Your little magnifying glass thingy. You can verbalize it to it, hit your speakerphone and speak into it. I'll do that if I can't find it from an image right away. I don't like to spend too much time, depending on what it is, if I'm not familiar with it, So we'll see if these. Oh, we have some. Hold up. These ones are not the same color, so that was pretty easy. I don't list shoes normally, and I had heard, about Merrell's. I was watching somebody, and I was just kind of walking through the thrift store a couple months ago, and I saw a pair, and they're in really great condition. They have a few rocks like stuck in them, which I probably should get those out before I finish taking pictures, but tread was real nice. I did the tip that Alma actually gave. That's what I do too in shoes, and I do that for my own, even when I'm just shopping for shoes, but the whole bending it, to check, like that is such a really great tip. Because sometimes it's hard to tell when something is flawed, or you're in a hurry, or you just get so excited, or maybe you don't have a lot of time that day. It is important if you should take the time to research things and kind of pay attention. But I'm going to get these little rocks. There's some big rocks. Let's see what kind of tool we got here. Oh, here we go. It's my little needle threader thingy. I like to use this a lot. I got it in a little sewing kit. Pretty sure for 99 cents. I am flinging rocks. People. I mean, these look so new that I think it'll be worth it to just do this real quick. There's not that many of them. I feel like there's dirt or something in here, maybe. I'd smell them, but I'm afraid. It does have little suede. Like I said, it's really not going to need much. Took me 2 seconds. Like that one is designed. I wish I had my other tools. I don't know where I put my this little brush thing I use. Where is it? Where is it? Sweet dreams are made of these. Oh, I was a little too quick on that. Are made of these. My to disagree. In the 7 seas, everybody's looking for something. You. Some of them want to be by you. Yeah. I have like the perfect rocker hair. Oh, I found it. I traveled with it. Too far. So I found this. Found this at a estate sale. First, I wasn't quite sure what it was, but because it was with these little rhinestone collars, I kind of figured out pretty quick what they had been used for, which was for an animal. Their dog. This lady's dog. Anyways, I was gonna sell it, but it just had too much like dog fur in it, so I was all, no. Well, the other one was bad. This one isn't bad, but there's 2 of them. Then I figured out, they kind of made really good tools, but so anyways, I have all these things. It's like a little kit, manscaping. I don't know, doing whatever you need to do, I guess. Pretty cool. All these little gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I like that. It stores kind of everything.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Well, my Alexa is talking. Alexa, I was not talking to you, lady. You need to just be quiet over there.
Sorry, I don't know that.
That biche. I saw a little, maybe string of some sort. I don't know what that was. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Hold your head up. Oh, it was in this part. Or I use a little mustache scissors, if I have to on things. But I really stick to a lot of hard good type of things. What? There had to have been maybe some dirt in that shoe or something, because now I got sand. We're going to see how well this light goes. I'm not going to finish probably this listing right at this second, but I can at least get it started. With his word. So this is, like I was saying earlier, I usually do, find the listing, search for it, bring the listing up, sell. You got to scroll down a little bit, sell one like this. Killing me softly. And then, of course, change the information that I kind of need to. It's not the same on that. Or, shoe listing size and all that. But then I'll take my pictures and just save it for when I can finish it. Or sometimes I'll finish it right then. But like this, I need to get measurements and, Oh, this actually isn't bad on the lighting with this phone. I got a little bit of shadow. I heard he had said for a while. That is not a good picture. Like this. To my eyes with his fingers. I got a funky shadow on these shoes. They look like pooey in this angle. Oh, okay. That's better. That is still terrible. My thing isn't wide enough. I might have to get my other one out. Oh, I wish I had all my lights set up. Note to self for future. Have light system set up when taking pictures. YouTube Live. You do whatever you got to do, though. You know? That's what I say. Man, that shirt is a beautiful white color. That is beauty-muss. I'm strumming my pain with his fingers. His words. I'm sure I look silly holding this light up here like this, but I don't have the right setup today, so we're just doing whatever I can do. Words killing me softly. All right, friends, I will have to finish that, but I need to get these off and do a little bit of a wrap up on this Whacky Wednesday. I appreciate everybody. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Someone down below, hit that little bell so you know when I go live. I know for sure a day that for sure I'm gonna always go live is on a Monday. But I don't really have any honestly specifics on any other days. I don't want to spread myself too thin, and try to be crazy about it. Whenever I can, then I do. But for sure Monday. So if you have not hit that little bell button, please do that. I appreciate all the thumbs up. If you haven't given it a little thumbs up, please do to let me know. Or a thumbs down, it might hurt my feelings just a little bit. My little pink feelings, I'm a little sensitive. But that's okay. It is okay if you don't like to see me. I'm kind of a strange character, so take it or leave it. No. Once again, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Catch you next time. I'm hoping one of y'all maybe go live after me so I could put you up on my big screen and prep dinner and do what I got to do before I have to go get kid from school. So, and tonight, I don't know if you guys are into the show, The Masked Singer, but that's our thing on Wednesday. We watch that show. I try not to watch too much TV and have it, really distract me in life and all that, but there are a few shows that we really like to watch together. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you again. I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed day. Much love to all on this beautiful day. Air hugs, air hugs for you and you and you and you and you and you. And I will catch you next time. We are ending now. Adios. Goodbye. Goodbye, all my friends, until we meet again.